Hi everyone, it's Ray here from Man City Fan TV. Today I want to talk about the goalkeeping situation at Manchester City and who we should have as the number 2 and 3 goalkeepers. The goalkeeping spot at any club is obviously a very important and vital position, and you do need a really top goalkeeper as your first choice, and I believe we have that in Ederson. Last season he looked so assured, so calm, so collected, so confident. His passing from the back, sometimes 70-yard passes pinged out to the winger, absolutely unbelievable, and some of his stats, some of his passing stats were actually better than players on the opposition teams. So Ederson is our undisputed number 1. That's actually a good thing and not a good thing as well, because you want your number 1 to feel pressure from other goalkeepers. You don't want it to be too easy for them to maybe relax and think, yes, I've got this position nailed down for the next 5 or 6 years. You want them to feel some pressure and some threats. Currently our number 2 is Claudio Bravo. Now we all know he had some big problems the first season he came to City, and some unkind nicknames thrown at him, and at one point it seemed every shot on target was going in, and I'm sure he lost a lot of confidence at that time. But I think he's come back. He's the kind of person you actually do want as a number 2. As a number 2 keeper, I don't feel you want a young kid who's inexperienced and who will just sit on the bench and won't get games. Young kids need to go out and play and develop and get experience. So to have an older keeper on the bench as a number 2, in my opinion, is the way to go. I mean, you can look back in years gone by. We had, I think, Richard Wright as a number 3 keeper. I think he got paid about £1 million a year just to train, because he was never likely to play unless we were in really big trouble with injuries or suspensions. And Claudio Bravo, he's a good penalty stopper, and I don't know what it is with our backup reserve keepers. In the year before we had Willy Caballero, and he was a great backup keeper. He saved all those penalties in the League Cup final against Liverpool, the closest they've come to winning a trophy in about 10 or 12 years. It was an absolutely fantastic day, fantastic experience, and he was brilliant on the day. So Claudio's done the same in the League Cup. I think he saved a few penalties last season. So as I said, I think he's ideal to be our number 2. One keeper we've let go in the last few weeks is Angus Gunn. Now he's the son of legendary Norwich player and manager Brian Gunn, and I think he was fantastic out on loan last season for Norwich. He was absolutely brilliant, and at the end of the season there were a whole host of clubs rumoured to be interested in him, and he eventually went to Southampton in a deal worth 13 or 14 million pounds. I'm sure we've got a buyback clause in the sale contract, because I think this kid, he's going to go a long way. A lot of people, a lot of better judges than me have said he's a future England number 1, so I really hope that is the case. I think he's worked really hard, he seems very well grounded, and I hope he has a great time at Southampton and he develops to his full potential. Another keeper we had last year was Errol Merrik. I think he's 19 years old, really tall guy, big goalkeeper is what you want really. He's rumoured to be going to NAC Breda next season on a 12-month loan to play in the Dutch Eredivisie. I think it was reported in BN De Stern that he was going there. He'd been over in Holland to meet with them, so I think that's going to go through. NAC Breda, as you might recall, are basically a club that City send 5 youngsters every year. We have a very strong links with them, and we send 5 youngsters every year on loan for the kids to develop, play in a tougher league, better than playing for the EDS. If the kids do well, they could come straight back to City. It could be sold, like Pablo Maffia was. I think it was for £8 million to Stuttgart. Or they could go on another loan in a higher league, something like Ligue 1 in France. And I think Manu Garcia has made that move. So last season he was on a loan at NAC Breda in Holland, and this season he'll be at Toulouse. And Toulouse are rumoured to be the next European club that City Football Group, the CFG, get involved with, either buy or invest in. Or they could move on loan to Girona, who play in La Liga. So I expect Errol Merrik to be NAC Breda this season. We've also got Joe Hart. Don't forget him. After probably 2 pretty bad loan spells at Torino in Italy and with West Ham, where he ended up not even playing. He's back at City, so he'll go on tour to America with the lads this week. And really, City just want Joe Hart to leave. I think he wants that too. Either a sale for about £5 million. I think they'll even let him go for free if push comes to shove. Another loan for 12 months. I don't think he's got any future at the club whatsoever. And that leaves me with just one more keeper to talk about, and that's young Daniel Grimshaw. He's 20 years old and he signed a new contract last month. Upon signing the contract, he said, "It's no secret that I've been here many years already and that I've been a City fan all my life. I'm really happy to commit myself to City for a further 3 years." And Cheeky said of Daniel Grimshaw, "He is a goalkeeper of great potential and has impressed Pep Guardiola and his coaching staff over the past 2 seasons with his hard work and progress. As a result of this, Daniel will be increasingly involved in the first team setup next season." That for me is music to my ears. I think he'll be the third choice keeper. Hopefully he'll still be able to play some EDS games to keep his fitness and experience up, as it's unlikely he'll be called upon unless something really drastic happens to both Ederson and Claudio Bravo. So I believe the City goalkeeping situation for the foreseeable future is in safe hands. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please, we do need your support. We are still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the start of the season, and everybody who has subscribed by the time we have the first game against Arsenal will be entered into a free draw, and there will be a City related prize for the winner. See you around, Blues.